the story goes, we find out by the treasure in the grand line, there's no doubt. The pirate whose eye is on it, he'll sing, I'll be king of the pirates, I'm gonna be king.
Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring to you a Magnamalo pre-release guide, elemental weaknesses, and attack patterns. So this video is an analysis of the upcoming flagship monster, Magnamalo. It is the flagship monster of Monster Hunter Rise, the most recent main series title until Monster Hunter Wilds comes out. And as you see here, Magnamalo preys on smaller monsters such as Tobi-Kadachi. This poor thing tries to run away, but in the end it's just going to end up getting bodied just like all of the rest of Magnamalo's victims. And thanks to eating the bones of its smaller prey, Magnamalo can produce its signature flame-like purple gas, known as Hellfire. First, we're going to start off with Magnamalo's background. This source is from the Monster Hunter Wiki, and Magnamalo was first introduced in Monster Hunter Rise. It's its flagship monster. The flagship is the one on the cover, and the monster that promotes said game. Magnamalo is a fanged wyvern that resembles a tiger and covered in purple and yellow plates of armor. It looks really cool. It's like a samurai, a tiger samurai thingy. And it is extremely aggressive and agile. It has a variety of attacks that uses nearly every part of its body, and a blade-like tail that allows it to use ranged attacks. Magnamalo also has flame-like purple gas, known as Hellfire. It can use Hellfire for a variety of attacks. The gas can also explode inside of its body and harm Magnamalo, so unfortunately it does have a side effect. However, this thing's going to be using that Hellfire mostly against you, and as it constantly seeks out prey, as it has a high metabolism in order to sustain its Hellfire. So, need to eat a lot to spew Hellfire, and to use Hellfire against poor hunters like you and me when we hunt this thing in the future. In addition, it can also charge itself with its Hellfire and enter an enraged state. So how do you take on this mighty beast? Well, we have Magnamalo's elemental weaknesses and weak spots. Magnamalo will likely be weak to water, and it might be weak to thunder as well. Mostly water. As you see on this chart, water is its biggest weakness, and the status elements don't have much of an effect on it, and it's going to resist blast. So its weapons are of the blast element, so of course it's going to resist blast. So don't try to blow this thing up with Hyostra blast weapons, because it's probably not going to work as well as you think it will. And per the Monster Hunter Rise notes, the best parts to target Magnamalo are the head and the arm blades. So target the head and the arm blades. And if you're using sever weapons, you can also target the tail as a weak spot, as it also does heavy damage if you target its tail. And that scene is going to be a very accurate picture of ourselves when we take on Magnamalo, because here are its attack patterns in its regular form, and it can inflict Hellfire Blight. An important note. So you like Blast Blight, right? Well, there's a reason why you're gonna run around a lot, because Hellfire Blight is a more powerful version of Blast Blight that triggers when you get knocked back or when enough time has passed. After this happens, you go boom. And you can get rid of Hellfire Blight by dodging multiple times like Blast Blight. So you're going to be running around everywhere, or more accurately, rolling around everywhere until you get rid of this status element, which is why Luffy running away from that fire is just so accurate. In addition, you're not going to just be running away because you're on fire, but also because it's aggressive and agile. Magnamalo is extremely aggressive, and its large body gives it a wide hitbox. It is bigger than a truck. It's a giant cyber truck on fire that's basically going to try to run you over. In addition, Magnamalo can lunge at you and has various fire and tail attacks, just like you see in this showcase right here. And just like some other monsters, Magnamalo has a signature attack where it twirls in the air and tries to crash into you like a meteor. But that's not all, because Magnamalo also has an enraged form and a Hellfire charged state. When Magnamalo is enraged, the spikes on its back stand more upright and its tail fans out into a halberd shape. So it's got more features rather than Devil Joe's enraged state, where it turns red and just roars in the air. And if you thought that was bad, Magnamalo can also enter a Hellfire state, while Hellfire will spew from parts of its body. very similar to Zinogre charge state, except it's Hellfire instead of lightning. And just like Zinogre's charge state, Magnamalo's attacks will become faster and stronger in its enraged state. And doesn't end there. While Magnamalo is also charged with Hellfire, its attacks are also accompanied by explosions. So just make sure you are careful, otherwise you're going to go boom. In closing, hopefully y'all are hyped for Magnamalo to enter Monster Hunter now. Magnamalo's weapons in Rise are Blast Elemental, so you can look forward to getting new Blast weapons. So they're going to be a lot more accessible because you won't have to hunt Teostra for them. And it's going to be interesting to see how strong Magnamalo weapons will be compared to Teostra's Elder Dragon Blast weapons. Elder Dragon weapons are stronger than everything else, so it's going to be really interesting just how Magnamalo's weapons are going to measure up to Teostra. With that being said, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Good luck on your grinds. Hopefully y'all are ready for the flagship of Monster Hunter Rise to come into Monster Hunter now. And I will see y'all on the next video.